Hebron.
Shin Yud Ches. We are holding, which holding? We're holding Sif. We learned Sif Dalet. Sif Aleph, Beis, Gimel, and Dalet, right? Anyway, it's still until Sif Zayin is going to talk about Maaseh Shabbos. Maaseh Shabbos is Atachas Obiton Shabbos. If you're allowed to have it on Mitzvah Shabbos, if you're allowed to have it Bichlal, what happens is Maaseh Shabbos that Yid did, Maaseh Shabbos that Goy did. So we learned Sif Aleph, Beis, Gimel. Basically, what we learned is that the Rebbe paskins lahalocha, that if a Yid did b'mezid a melocha, right, he's not allowed to use it ever. Anytime, always, like Rabbi Yehuda, that I say Amlocha de'iraisa. Amlocha de'iraisa is not allowed to use it anytime, right? Okay. What happens if you did it b'shoigig? Then we're allowed to use it mitzvah Shabbos. Him also, not only other people, him also. This is Amlocha de'iraisa. What happens if it's a Amlocha de'rabonan? Amlocha de'rabonan, yeah, is we're not discussing over here. Steht nicht. Redt nicht wegen dem. Redt jetzt noch. Mit der Reise is bemezid. If he did it bemezid, then he's not allowed to oilam. And anyone else is allowed to have Mitzvah Shabbos. You're allowed to have Mitzvah Shabbos right away, yeah? Wir dürfen nicht warten, bichdei sheyase. Why not bichdei sheyase? No, chavre. Why don't you have to wait bichdei sheyase Mitzvah Shabbos? When it bemezid, b'shoigig, when they made the Maaseh Shabbos, why not? Why don't you have to wait? What? Because there's no knas. There's no. The Chachomim made only a knas when it's something kal, when a goy makes it for you, or then you're afraid that you're going to be choishesh, or if you do it something on Erev Shabbos, you do Shiur. You do hatmona, this kind of thing, so that mizgoy zayin amlacha Shabbos. Okay, but otherwise, you don't have to make b'chdei sheyasu. This b'mezid he's not allowed forever, and everyone else is allowed mitzvah Shabbos. B'shoigig is everyone allowed mitzvah Shabbos. Are you allowed b'shoigig on Shabbos? So we learned no, you're not allowed. Why you're not allowed? Shoigig or to mezid, because you're going to say, I made it b'shoigig, and really you do it b'mezid. Okay, so it's not knas. Now, here we're not learning a halbe vote now about midrabanan. What is the din if it was midrabanan, Maaseh Shabbos? If the Avera was midrabanan. In other words, Maaseh Shabbos, we're talking here in Melocha Deiraisa. B'mezid de'iraisa. But what happened if he did b'mezid adrabonan dikavera? What did it if he did b'shoigig and avera midrabonan? Just to fast forward, the Mishnah Berurah brings down the Gro that says, and Chayodim brings also that says that because of machlokes Rabbi and Rabbi Yehuda, and the Gro holds as midrabonan is like Rabbi Meir, meaning as if he did it b'mezid is also only till Mitzvah Shabbos, not oilomis, and if b'shoigig only he's not allowed. Now, could be even the others are allowed, or it could be even the others are not allowed, whichever. But this is what's how the Alter Rebbe. So the reason I'm bringing it down is because Reb Chaim Noah has a whole tshuva about it. Reb Chaim Noah brings down like this. He says, bei mir ist klar von Alter Rebbe. The Rebbe says like this. The words of the Alter Rebbe here in Shulchan Aruch is. Look in the end of Sif Aleph, on the page Tov Kuf Chof Tes. It says like this: V'chein imo yeshoigeg, osur boy b'yoyim gam la'acherim. Why? Kivin she'osur isur shel Torah. Hechmiru liknis boy b'yoyim k'mei b'mezid. That means, he says from that, yeah, as if he did it mitzvah, if he did it the Rabbanon, that they were not koizer the Chachomim. Is a raya, so sagt is a raya from them, is a raya from them that as there's no knas, right? And he has another raya. Shin Lametes weiter, the Alter Rebbe brings down that Midrabanon, if they did b'mezid, you're not allowed until Mitzvah Shabbos. Because the Alter Rebbe says that Mitzvah Shabbos, midrabanon, b'mezid, you're not allowed Mitzvah Shabbos. Asimen, if b'shoigeg, then you're allowed also on Shabbos. So he has two rayas. First of all, here it says clear that midrabanon also isur shel Torah ichmiru liknus b'kmoi b'mezid, right? Isur shel Torah is a raya only isur min Torah, but not midrabanon. Also in Shin Lamed Tes it says that b'mezid midrabanon is also to Mitzvah Shabbos. That means that b'shoigeg is muter. In other words, Machloikes Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yehuda paskins that b'mezid, he himself is not allowed until forever, and anyone else is not allowed until Mitzvah Shabbos, right? B'shoigeg, 1 minute. B'shoigeg how's Rabbi Yehuda? You're not allowed until Mitzvah Shabbos, him and anyone else. Rabbi Meir holds that b'mezid you're not allowed until Mitzvah Shabbos, him and anyone else, and it doesn't matter. Mitzvah Shabbos he's allowed. B'shoigeg how's Rabbi Meir that you're allowed. And the Alter Rebbe paskins like Rabbi Meir when it comes to the Rabbanon. In other words, everything that he writes over here is midaraisa. Midrabanon is, in other words, if someone made an aveira midrabanon b'shoigeg, and it's going to be very stark negeh. Negeh is going to be lemaisa bepoil. Give me an example, maisa bepoil. Someone did a melacha for you, a melacha for you. He put you on a light on Shabbos. If it's the Rabbanon, if the light is midrabanon, and he did it b'shoigeg, if he did it b'shoigeg, then according to what we learn, pshat in the Alter Rebbe, the way the Alter Rebbe learns pshat in Shul Lamed Tes, or like the Medaik, Reb Chaim Noah is Medaik over here, that it says b'shoigeg isur min haTorah, it's isur midrabanon. If it's anything that is isur derabanon, anything that he did isur derabanon, let's say a Carroll is carrying or something like that, then you're allowed to have a Noah right away on Shabbos. Not only you're allowed to, he's allowed. The person that brought you. Yeah? Not a light, because a light can be midaraisa. I'm saying about anything else. What could be midrabon? Anything mishinui. Any avera that was with a shinui, let's say. If the avera was with a shinui, is this midrabon? He carried something on his head. You know, it's not carrying. That's not normal carrying. Or he put on the light b'shoigeg, but I'm not talking about misasek. But he did it with the foot. He did something in that. There's a lot of melochis. Ayamet melochis, even a battery, anything the battery is nicht midaraisa. Mir lenochri is not going to be like this. Mir lenochri is not knas again. We learned, but anything is a knas. But here's no knas. So basically. And now we're talking about Maaseh Shabbos. It's very, very stark negeh the Maaseh Shabbos, Maaseh bepoil. If Maaseh Shabbos is going to be also for the person that did it, or even for later, so it's going to be a problem. Mostly, someone a yid takes a video from a non-from person takes a video on Shabbos. I have the shaila that people ask me. They had a lecture on Shabbos. Are they allowed to hear the tape? Mitzvah Shabbos, and the professor is a yid. Now, can they have amazing or b'shoigeg, whichever?
Are you allowed to have the tapes on the
the text in Chestere is misama. There's another problem. There's another problem. No, but there's There's another Indian that you're not allowed. That's called Zilusi de Shabbat. Even a tape, you're not allowed to take a tape. A professor is a yid, and he gives a lecture. Then I have a problem with that. Why? Because Zilusi de Shabbat. He did it on Shabbos. Forget about it. Maaseh Shabbos is not a problem. Huh?
Zilusa de Shabbat.
Zilusa de Shabbat. Zilusa de Shabbat is a chilul Shabbos that this tape, their professor Ayid or Geret on Shabbos, that you should use that. You can't use it. And it's all the broadcasting of games, sports of Shabbos. So you're going to hear Mitzvah Shabbos with somebody Geret on. This is another issue. Then we have one more thing that I want to touch here. This is Maaseh Shabbos. Maaseh Shabbos is, the Alter Rebbe brings down over here a very interesting thing. He says over here, I mean, we know that why is Maaseh Shabbos in Shin Yudches? Become Vashel. Vashel hat gebeten, hat gemacht der Merdeke Meloche, right? But there's a difference between, even though the Ramah puts in Meloches Acheros. He puts in Meloches Acheros in Shabbos, not only kochen, but everything else, right? Everything else. But there is a difference between this and this, and Be'emes La'alocha Mishnah brings it down. La'alocha, but we're going to take a Moshel case. Hitzor Mirshus L'Rishus. I spoke about it last week, but again, one more time. Hitzor Mirshus L'Rishus. If it's Midaraisa, yeah? If it's Rishus Harabim, calling a Moshe Feinstein is New York Rishus Harabim, and it's Midaraisa, okay. So if someone brought something from Rishus L'Rishus, he didn't change the Metzias. A gekochte Zach, he changed it. So you're going to tell me, I'm not allowed. The guy did it b'mezid, you're not allowed. He did it b'shoigig, I can't have it until Mitzvah Shabbos. But what happened if he brought something over here? He didn't change the Zach. Why is there a problem? I'll tell you why there's a problem. Again, Rabbi Chaim Noah brings down here, in the same place over here, brings down, I underlined it. He brings down in from a Chaya Odom. But then he writes, Shenase Maise Bekufa Dova, Shenshtam Bekufa. And then he has a tzorchiyun for the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe in Shulchan Aruch in Hilchos Chometz Matzah brings down a din. If someone brought a matzah, he brings down Simen Tov Nun Dalet. The Alter Rebbe brings down in Shulchan Aruch. Someone had a kezayis matzah that was brought to him, his matzah, from one place to another. His matzah. A Yid took out Mirshus L'Rishus, Mishus HaYochid L'Rishus HaRabim, or verkehrt, and he brought matzah, kezayis matzah. Now he ate now the kezayis matzah. He's a yoitzer, the nish yoitzer. Zog the Alter Rebbe's words is there interessante Werte. He says like this: Mutar boy loy lotzis boy yidei chavosei ulevori choler. Sagt mimeg. And by the way, he's talking about Shabbos. Erev, Friday night, Pesach, Shechal, Liyos, B'Shabbos. So, by night, what?
Someone brought in the first night matzah.
Yeah. Someone brought it into the same matzah?
FedEx brought it into him.
Not FedEx. FedEx is not a problem. Huh? Was? What is the problem with the goy? What is the problem with the goy? Goy is not a problem. Huh? A guy is not a problem. What should be a problem with the guy? The guy problem is some of the Yid. The
delivery guy was a Yid.
What?
The delivery man was a Yid.
Okay. And the Alter Rebbe doesn't write what? The Alter Rebbe schreibt das say. Ve'ein zu mitzvah bo ba'avera. Why is it not mitzvah bo ba'avera? Kim shehoysa sheloi koidem ha'sheitziyo ichniso. Sie sein matzah. The matzah did not nimtza. Look at the Alter Rebbe's word. Nimtza shlei bo mitzvah zuli yode al de avera. Shu also ba avera. He made an avera with the matzah. Aval he lo inasis ba avera. Mitzvah bo ba avera means you make him. How do you make the mitzvah through avera? You ganve something. You got it, Bavera. The matzah is a matzah. It's the pure matzah. Du hast gemacht an Avera with the matzah. V'lei boal the Avera also. It didn't come him or the Avera. The Alter Rebbe schreibt nicht to clear the tam, yeah? Oder because nicht geworden kann Gufa mitzvah, couldn't say like Chaim Noah and so on. He says so, right? Or could be because he's nicht goizer to be able to make a mitzvah. K'zayis matzah. But whatever it is negeya. And there are a lot of poskim that bring from the Shulchan Aruch that it says yotze chutz l'tchum. That's the raya that we can. Anyway, I just wanted to touch the other Sachen. The Ma'aseh Shabbos can go on and on and on and on, but we don't have here a whole day to learn about Ma'aseh Shabbos. I just I wanted to touch just 2-3 things, and we finished about Yom Tov Mitzvah Shabbos Siv Gimel, right? Yes. We learned what Mezid. We learned by Shoigig. Shoigig means if he forgot that today is Shabbos, or he forgot that you're not allowed to make this melacha, he forgot. Doesn't mean that he didn't learn. Didn't learn is way the Carroll Mezid, according to a lot. Right, Al Terebe. That's why in the flyer it says Boki b'Hilchos Rapsel Shabbato, because midav zayin Boki. If not, it's going amazing, not a shoygig. No, but shoygig means he didn't know. He didn't know it's a melacha, or he didn't know it's a Shabbos. Not, or if he went to a rov, a chochem rov. I am moyer ro, and the guy made a mistake, and he told him as his beseder. That's called shoygig. But misasek. That's something else. Misasek means that unintentionally he made a melacha, and a classic case is going to be someone put on a light. He leaned on the wall and the light went on. Because if you're going to tell me as you're not allowed, then if someone did that, then you have to go out of the shul, because if someone did it b'shoigig, because you just said miton shtom kanano on Shabbos. So misasek is not called shoigig. Is not a problem. Now the Alter Rebbe gets then we learned about Yom Tov, that Yom Tov, the hachonah from Shabbos, is not allowed to do on Yom Tov. Now we're going to Siv Dalet. Siv Dalet gives you a din, and Alter Rebbe has a shtickl chidush that with the Mogen Avrom. Some ask on this chidush. There is a klal yodua in kashrus. If you learn smicha, you learn that whatever. Everyone knows there's a klal yodua. Dover sheyesh lo matirin afilu be'elef lo botil. Right? Something that's going to be permissible eventually. You can't have bottle. Bottle means that if you have something non-kosher mixed himself with kosher, so the broiv. If it's if you have yovish is roiv. If not, it's b'shishim, right? No, it's in tam, whichever is shishim, but it mixed up and it's kosher. You need more, maybe sometimes you need 100, 200, whatever. But it get mixed up, it's kosher. Dover sheyesh lo matirin, if something is going to be mutar eventually, classic case is tevel, truma. You can be matir with truma. So tevel can came on nishver. I feel be'elef loy bottle. Can nishver bottle? Because why not? Because go and get shaded up from truma. Go make truma. So it's in shtada zach. Dover sheyesh lo matirin is nish bottle. Now, let's remember now. B'mezid, he is not allowed forever. But someone else is allowed mitzvah Shabbos right away from Lech Shabbos, right? B'shoigig is again, you're not allowed now, but it's going to be permissible weiter. So is this called a dover sheyesh lo matirin? By the way, the pat itself also we learned that is osur le'olam. And I think I emphasized it last week. I don't know if you remember that loy means for himself. It's not only for himself; it's for his ganze mishpocha. So if someone cooks on Shabbos and the pat is treif for the ganze mishpocha le'olam. He has to until you kasher. That it's not you can't say memus kasher. Anyway. Hilchos Shabbos Shin Yutches Seif Dalet. Im Bishul b'mezid. A Yid od gekocht b'mezid. V'nis arev atavshil. Came Mitzvah Shabbos. B'Mitzvah Shabbos we said only he is not allowed to eat at le'olam, but everyone else can eat even b'mezid. Everyone else is allowed to eat right away. And now Mitzvah Shabbos it mixed up. Betavshilin acherim. Zog the Alter Rebbe la'alocha bottle beroiv. Bottle beroiv. And by the way, I'm emphasizing the word bottle beroiv because we know there's a bottle beroiv and there's bottle b'shishim. Does the Alter Rebbe hold that he's talking about Yovish beYovish, or maybe he's talking about Lach belach? It has the same, not Lach belach, it has the same din. It has, excluding you. It has the same din. It has the same din. No, du verstehst sich sag. Bottle berov. Does it mean that Alter Rebbe holds the dover sheyesh lematirin is enough? It should be bottle berov, or do you need it to be like a kosher thing? It should be bottle b'shishim. And here is it talking about Yovish beYovish, and I mean I don't mean Yovish beYovish. I'm sorry. I mean dover Yovish. Yeah, dover Yovish. So that's why it's bottle berov. But maybe it's not talking about lach belach. Maybe lach belach cannot be ever bottle according to the Alter Rebbe. Lav davke. Anyway, but he's talking about bottle berov. Ve'ein nikro dover sheyesh lematirin. This is not called dover sheyesh lematirin. דהיינו, שאף של אחרים לך לתירוץ הזה בהתר גומו. שלא ימחמס ביטל ברוב. No, look. I came to Motzei Shabbos, and he cooked something on Shabbos. Yeah, unfortunately, a freie Mensch cooked on Shabbos something, comes to Motzei Shabbos, and he wants to eat it. You know, and I'm gonna take a classic case. Classic case is, you have eggs that you cooked on Friday. You have a whole row of eggs. Come Shabbos, and you have a nicht frum guy, and he cooked for himself eggs on Shabbos. He didn't need all his 3 eggs. He took 1 egg and he put it into the refrigerator and he mixed it up with all the hard-boiled eggs together. Comes Mitzvah Shabbos. He wants to eat. He takes these eggs and he makes a salad, and he makes chopped eggs, and he chops his egg that he cooked on Shabbos, bemazed, and he cooked also the eggs that was cooked before Shabbos. It is kosher. Now you're going to tell me, wait a minute, because the other people are allowed to eat. You cannot eat it, but other people are allowed to eat. You understand? Is it called dover sheyesh lematirin or not?
No.
Is it Haltzmit? Is it called dover sheyesh lematirin? So the Alter Rebbe, no, this heißt nicht dover sheyesh lematirin. Why not? Because him is osur leolam. They are mutter now, so it's no problem. שאין אני כדובר שיש למתיר, אלו כשיש צד התר למי שנאסר לו. If it would be dover sheyesh lematirin for him, eventually, one day, then it would be no bottle. So memela, he's allowed to eat the eggs. אבל כאן אין התר בלא ביטל ברוב, ולא לאחרים, שלא ינס להם כלל ממצוי Shabbos. The other ones do not have a heter without bittul berov. They don't need it. They are already mutter. There's no problem. This, until now, it's very easy. If it mixed up a mitzvah Shabbos, it's very simple. The next half of Siman, the next half of this Siv is a very schwere Sach zu verstehen. But what happened if you mix it up on Shabbos? And that's a very classic case. Classic case, a man came on Shabbos and he cooked egg. He cooked 1 egg, and then he wanted to make an egg salad, and he used all the eggs. He used all the eggs that are cooked. So he took mutterdike eggs. Let's say he took a lot of mutterdike eggs. He took a few not mutterdike eggs that he cooked now. And now he made it. You know what? Better, he didn't make the salad. Forget about he made the salad. The mother, the woman of the household comes now, and she takes the egg. She takes his egg and all the other eggs in between. So she bottle, right? You think it should be bottle on Shabbos? Should be l'choyre bottle. Comes out the Rebbe and he tells you, no, avon misarev b'Shabbos. Given sheboy b'yoyim chalolov shem dover. Sheyesh lematirin legaba acherim. She'ein lem bottle b'roiv. Chalolov shem dover sheyesh lematirin gab memevashlu v'nes lo yataruv hazeh lo oilam. Let me explain myself now in Yiddish, in English. Tell me like this. he is not allowed to eat it forever, right? This egg. He's not allowed to eat forever. So there's no davar sheyesh lematirin for him. It was mixed up with other eggs that are 100% kosher. So you would think it's bottle berov. It's bottle berov, should be kosher. But this egg that he's going to eat now, this mevashel,
He can't eat it at all.
why can't he not eat it? Bottle berov.
No, I'm talking about not the man who cooked it, the other person, the regular people.
Okay, wait a minute. So I'm asking you, for him, he can't eat it. Why can't he not eat it? Why not? It's bottle. Should be bottle. He cannot eat it because even though it's bottle for him, but the item is called davar sheyesh lo matirin. That item is going to be mutar for others. So you can't be mevatel this egg now. Because the davar sheyesh, wait a minute, the others you understand that they cannot eat. Because they are going to have davar sheyesh lo matirin for the others, right? That's a given. They can wait till after Shabbos, and it's going to be mutar, and they don't need no bottle. They don't need a bottle. They come at Shabbos, they can eat because anything that even he did it b'mezid, who cares? Even if he did it b'mezid, it's going to be mutar for them, so they can wait till Mitzvah Shabbos, so they cannot get bottle for them. But wait a minute. I'm going to think. But for him, it should be bottle because for him it's also, but it doesn't go because the davar sheyesh lematirin goes for them, goes on him. But nicht geendigt. That's a echet verstandig. But there's one more twist in the Alter Rebbe, which Mishnah Berurah learned nicht to say. And that's the chiddush in the Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe comes here and it says like this. V'nesel ha'taruvus hazeh, look his word, le'oilom. They bring down a Rabbi Shimon Shkop over here. Anyway, le'oilom. Le'oilom means that it comes tonight. It was mixed up on Mitzvah Shabbos. The davar sheyesh lematirin was mixed up on Mitzvah Shabbos. On Shabbos. It was mixed up on Shabbos. Comes Mitzvah Shabbos. Now wait a minute. What happens in Mitzvah Shabbos? Memonevchich. The others are allowed to eat it, right? They can eat the whole thing. It's mutar. He cannot eat nothing. Why not? It's bottle. See, it's mixed. It's bottle. But when did it get bottle? When did it get bottle? On Shabbos. And on Shabbos it had the inyan of davar sheyesh lematirin. So it was also the whole thing. So now when it comes with Mitzvah Shabbos, this whole thing by him is avera von oilomis. What I say it's a chiddush because Mishnah Berurah held beferish, not clear. Mitzvah Shabbos, not clear. Whatever. I think you don't chap. It's a far-fetched thing. The egg that he cooked on Shabbos, b'mezid, this egg, one egg, he cooked on Shabbos. He's not allowed to eat it forever. Okay. Now, it mixed up, the woman came and she made an egg salad with this egg and 5 more eggs. Made a big salad. Wait a minute, mitten Shabbos, she said, oh, wait a minute. Here there's an egg that you're not allowed. Oh, we're not going to touch it till Mitzvah Shabbos. Okay, we're not eating it Mitzvah Shabbos. Comes Mitzvah Shabbos, everyone is allowed to eat it because even that he cooked it on Shabbos, but it becomes mutar to everyone else. Fine. He has an egg over there that's bottle. L'choira. But it's not bottle. Why is it not bottle? But when she mixed it up on Shabbos, it had a component called davar sheyesh lematirin. It's going to be permissible, not to him, to the others. So the mixing is not considered a mixing. Es wird nicht bottle. Es kann nicht werden, davar sheyesh lematirin kann nicht werden bottle. So, but Emerson is nicht verstandig. What's the idea of davar sheyesh lematirin wird nicht bottle? Why? Because they said, you could be matter in an easy way out. Why you want to use my heter of bottle? You can make mutter, you can take truma and take a gringe weg truma. So what's da wichtig geben a leeway of a bittel? Go make truma ungendig. Mach the easy way. The simple way, which is easy, don't use me as a bottle. That's why davar sheyesh lematirin you're not allowed to use the bottle. But here on Shabbos, it's not an easy way out. There is no way out. According to the Alter Rebbe, he now answered the ganze Sache. And afilu be'elef loy bottle. In other words, it can be ein egg, and by night it should be bottle, because by night there's only one egg over there that's also for him. But the ganze Sache became also. Why? Because for the others. But the others is mutter. Du verstehst? Es ist sehr ein interessanter Ding. Anyway, but that's the Ding. Wir gehen weiter, yeah?
Yeah.
Now it's close.
Yeah.
What? Aber es ist anyway, okay. Jetzt ist doch noch ein Ding. Hashoichet b'Shabbos lechoyle, someone that cooks on Shabbos for a choyle. Hilchos Shabbos. Perek Aleph. The Perek Aleph Hilchos Shabbos, and the Ram. Yeah, bring the. Okay, so the Rambam. I'll tell you what the Rambam writes. Okay, anyway. Halachoi b'Shabbos lechoyle sheyesh b'sakona, muter abori lechel memeno chai. What does it mean? If someone, you're allowed to shech the behemoth for, you're allowed to do anything for choyle sheyesh b'sakona, right? We're going to learn to Shin Chof Hey that not only you're allowed to, you have to. A shoyel, hareze miguna, you're not allowed to ask even. You have to right away do anything. What happens if the doctor says he needs fresh meat right now? So you go and you don't have meat, so you shech the behemoth. Why is it negate? It's all going to be negate Maaseh Shabbos. We're getting to an idea. So if you take you shecht it now for choyle. So in other words, it was permissible. This act of shechten was permissible to do on Shabbos. Maaseh Shabbos or a mutter dike Maaseh. You shechted the behemoth for choyle. Says the Halochis, you know what? Bist a gesunde Mensch. There's a geschochtene behemoth over here. Go eat, gesundheit. Take yourself, make yourself comfortable. Chai is not a problem. Chai is not a problem. Why is not a problem? Chai. Who wants to eat? Chai. Sushi, meat sushi, fish sushi, meat sushi, a new style. Anyway. Yeah, whatever. Chai. But how? I thought you were asking how you can eat chai because blood. Yeah, that's what you're asking? Raw. Are you allowed to eat raw meat? Okay, that's right. I thought that you're asking. We can ask no melicha on adocha. So in there, he's not saying here that you're allowed to eat because it's made for a choyle and you're going on the bandwagon. You're allowed to eat because it's kosher for you. Why is it kosher for you? In Hilchos, before Hilchos Melicha, in Samach Zayin, tells you like this. You're not allowed to eat. Why do we soak the meat? Yeah, doesn't learn the Hilchos no. To take out the blood, but only blood that came out from inside out. You have to take out the blood. So when you're going to cook it, or you're going to then the blood is going to come out. So you have to take out all the blood. That's why you salt it and you soak it beforehand. But blood that you're not going to cook and it's going to stay there and it's never going to come out, you cannot eat it without rinsing it. Because the blood that's on the top, you have to rinse. And this is, by the way, a shaila if you can do it on Shabbos. It's a machlokes. And with the Alter Rebbe is going to say later, Paskin like the Mogen Avim, they're allowed. The Mogen Avim actually brings a machlokes. If you're allowed, you're not allowed to rinse it on Shabbos. Alter Rebbe is going to say rinsing, you're allowed. Smlicha, you're not allowed. Why are you not allowed to mlicha? Because it's no. Mlicha, it's a drabonon making as if leather, so it's a drabonon ge'aset. It's a mloch mit drabonon, you're not allowed. Otherwise you're allowed. So, rinsing, he said, it's no problem. So, you're allowed to chew meat. Someone wants to chew meat on Shabbos. You're allowed. By the way, when we learned muktzah, we also learned that about basar chai. And we said that you're allowed to eat if someone wants to chew. I think Shin Yud was that you're allowed to chew meat on Shabbos. So you're allowed to eat basar chai without melicha, only hadocha. So what happens if you shechted a behemoth for a choyle? You're allowed to eat the meat A gesunter Mensch is allowed to eat the meat. Why? Because it was done b'muter. You're going to tell me, it's not an amlocha that you're not allowed. Yeah, tell me about it. Oh, here you have it. Simen Samech Zayin. As it stated in Simen Samech Zayin, said very clear that you're allowed to have it. Right? Why only chai? לפי שאוסלים לא איך בשבס, כמו שהסבור בסימן שין חוף א', the Rabbi goes like the day that you're not allowed to eat melicha on Shabbos, yeah? So he says, so only bosser chai. ואפילו כל האכילה היום.
Why you have a big
But look what he's telling you noch a chiddush, and then I'm gonna get back to that. I'm gonna get to it. Let's finish the translation. ואפילו כל האכילה היום. The choila became, when did it become a choila? Today. On Shabbos. Choila sheyesh b'sakona, but when did it become sick? Today. Okay. This behemoth was a live animal, and he was not hiktseyut. He didn't separate it. He didn't put it away. Oh, I'm going to shech this behemoth for this sick person. He didn't prepare anything. This behemoth was off limit in a way. He didn't prepare anything. After became ein bo mishum muktzah. Mitam shen izbo b'simen shin yud. In simen shin yud, when we learned Hilchos muktzah, we learned a very interesting thing. If you take something away and you put it aside, bidei odom, you put it aside, bein hashmoshes, by the end of before Shabbos, by the beginning of Shabbos, between Shki and Tzesek Achovim, it's not doable. It's not being used. You take a candle and you put on the candle light now, so you can't use it. You're not allowed. There's a fire in it. It becomes muktzah. You can't even touch it. You're allowed to touch it. You can't move it. Right? It becomes muktzah. However, a behemoth, the Alter Rebbe brings down there, over there. We learned it. I remember we learned that. We read a footnote over here. However, the behemoth, you never pushed it away. You didn't plan to shecht it because you didn't have a sick person. But if you would have known then, in other words, the meat was ready.
You're not allowed to touch the behemoth on Shabbos.
Das ist noch, aber das sagt dir. The behemoth, why you're not allowed? Because it's not shechted. As soon as it's shechted, you're allowed. So what was missing Friday was missing shchita. Now you did a heter dike shchita. So muktzeh is no problem.
Right.
Being that muktzeh is no problem, and you did a melocha, a mutter dike melocha, you need not, till now we learn Maaseh Shabbos, Isur Shabbos, Bemezid, Beshoigeg, Midrabanan, we touched everything. Now we're talking about mutter dike melocha on Shabbos. You're allowed to shech the behemoth for a sick person. So this melocha was not a melocha, a bad problem, right? So you're allowed to eat from it too, even though the melocha was done for someone else. You're allowed to eat from that. Only raw because you can't salt it. And
Cooking it for the guy, you're not allowed to eat what you cook for him.
oh, now he's going to get to it. This is only the din by shchita. Why shchita? Because you didn't do anything extra for the yid, for the other yid, for the gesunte mensch. You didn't do anything. You shechted a behemoth. Now it's shecht already. There is no problem with muktzah, but this is a very important component to remember. There is no problem with muktzah. Okay, anyway. Also, sha'ar melocha b'shvil ha'choila sheyesh b'sakona. If you did a melocha, you did a ganze melocha for a choila sheyesh b'sakona. You cooked for him. You warmed up hot water. You made him a nice tea. By the way, I shouldn't have said that they were nice tea because some learn pshat that this goes in the Indian for shchita. I shouldn't touch that. I don't mean that. And I should say cooking a soup because he says that warming up a ganze samava, yeah, is like shchita. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I don't want to get it. Anyway, I'm a vashel. Someone you make a ganze melocha for a yitzchok sheyesh b'sakona. You made a whole melocha for him. Mevashel or any other melocha. Bishul ha'choila sheyesh b'sakona. Also, b'Shabbos lebori a yid. I mean not yid. A gesunte yid is not allowed on Shabbos.
Have an alternate.
It should be a filo. Or a gesunte mensch, or even a non-healthy guy. But he's a choyle she'ein b'sakona. In a choyle she'ein b'sakona, when we can learn Siman Shin Chafei, we'll learn that one rule of Tom Poshet, the rule is choyle she'esh b'sakona, a yid is allowed, not only allowed, he should make a melocha right away to save his life. Choyle she'ein b'sakona, a yid is not allowed to make a melocha, but a goy is allowed, you're allowed, amir lenochi, you're allowed to ask a goy to do any melocha, even a melocha de'iraisa, for a choyle she'ein b'sakona. So the rabbonon you're allowed for choyle. But anyway, but a yid is not allowed to cook for a choyle she'ein b'sakona. So now when you cooked for a choyle she'esh b'sakona, permissible, beheter, but you're not allowed to give the cooked food. Let's say you made a ganze chont, or made a whole meal. The leftover you're not allowed to give to, even if it's leftover, the guy doesn't want to eat anymore. You cooked, he doesn't want to eat it, but can eat. You're not allowed to give the leftover, not to a healthy person, and not to a choyle she'ein b'sakona. You're not allowed to have use of it. On Shabbos. B'Shabbos. Gzeira, why not? Nicht mit der Reise. Mit der Reise didn't do no melocha. The Rabbonon made a gzeira. What's the gzeira? Shemeyarbe b'mlachtoi b'shviloi. He's going to add more when he cooks for him, because he's going to know that he's allowed to cook now for the choyle she'esh b'sakona. So I might as well, let me just make a ganzen pot. Why should I use a regular small pot? Let me use a whole commercial pot. Let me make. And so memele is a gzeiro shemiyarbe b'shvilo. Amashenki b'shchita she'ein bo laharbis b'shvil habori. But shchita, there's nothing adding b'shvil habori. You shecht it one time and that's it. You're not going to shecht it again for the bori. Because you cannot have one kizayis flesh without the shchita of the entire behemoth. So even though you need only one small piece of meat for the choila, but you have to shech the whole behemoth, and now the whole behemoth is becoming mutter, and you can use it. Now it tells you, vafilo osal dei nochi. Now, until now we learned one thing. Anything that a yid did, a real melocha midiraisa, we don't have to wait mitzvah Shabbos b'chdei sheyasu, right? Anything that was a problematic halacha, a problematic din. For example, he did it on Friday, or let's say he did it through a goy, yeah? Then not Migilan, then you have to wait b'chdei sheyasu mitzvah Shabbos. Now, what happens if he cooked over here for Yid? For choyle she'esh b'sakona. You're not allowed to, we said now, gzeira shemiyarbe b'shviloi. Are you allowed to have it mitzvah Shabbos right away, or do you have to wait until b'chdei sheyasu? That's one thing. What happens if you have a goy that cooked for a yid that's choyle she'esh b'sakona? A goy cooked for choyle she'esh b'sakona, or goy cooked for choyle she'ein b'sakona, for that matter. He's allowed to cook, right? You're not allowed to eat because gzeira shemiyarbe b'shvilo is going to be always. Are you allowed to eat by night, mitzvah Shabbos, right away? You have to wait b'chdei sheyasu. V'afilo osal dei nochi bein letzorich choyle she'esh b'sakona. Bein letzorich choyle she'ein b'sakona. Even if he did it through a goy, even if he did it for choyle she'esh b'sakona, even if he did it to choyle she'ein b'sakona, so you're going to tell me, wait a minute. He did the melocha, mutter dike melocha, because he did it for choyle. If he did it for choyle she'ein b'sakona, you're going to tell me a yid is not allowed, and a goy did it, fine. But he did it through a goy for choyle she'esh b'sakona. Why should I not allow to be eat now? Why not?
Now.
Yeah, why not? Explain me, why not? If a yid you cook, you're telling me, gzeira shemiyarbe b'shviloi, so who is going to be marbe? The yid. Okay, so that's an avera. But the goy is cooking now the goy is anyway cooking for a choyle she'esh b'sakona. Not a choyle she'ein b'sakona. He's cooking anyway. Shlakim is an andere avera. It's nothing, that's not a problem.
Okay, but the body temperature has to be But
it's not Bishul Akum. What is Bishul? We're going to get to this. We're going to touch that by the end of the season. I'm talking about another issue. On Shabbos, are you allowed to eat? The goy cooked for Chol Shesh B'Sakona. Are you allowed to eat or not?
Who turned on the fire?
You know what?
Did it get turned on the fire?
The guy put on the fire, so what?
Then it's Bishul Akum, no?
Why is it Bishul Akum? He made them a loch. I like this. He made them a loch.
Not only you had a chef for the year, but you also have a guy cook.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Guy did the meloche for on Shabbos. You don't have a problem. Come to Bishul Akum, you're having a problem. But I'm a loch on Shabbos. I'm a loch on Shabbos. I'm a loch der Reise. It's a loch der Reise.
Once it's doiche, it's not a bloch b'Shabbos.
Oh, so you're saying it's the chuya, not hud. The chuya is not hud.
The chuya is the chuya, that's it.
Okay, but you're watching me. Bishul.
But Bishul Akum is just dochli.
Once the fast is done,
It's only mutter for the chayla.
You know what? Forget about Bishul. Forget about Bishul. I'm a locha. I'm not Bishul. I'm a locha. And not a melocha. Yeah, I mean, you're going to Bishul. You're going to get into the problem. You're very sensitive. Very sensitive. Very sensitive with Bishul Akum. Very sensitive. Actually, you see the Alter Rebbe where he goes very machmer with the Taz. I'll get to it by the end of the Sif. So you're right, 100%. However, I'm a regular melocha. I'm a melocha. He did a melocha. He did a melocha. Not any. I know we learn a Hilchos Bishul, but there's many other meloches on Shabbos that he did for the Eid, right? He did many meloches. He grinded, whatever he did for the Eid, a melocha. He did a melocha for another Eid. If the Eid did it, you're afraid Shema Yarbe Bishviloi. But what are you afraid when the Goy did it? I mean, the Goy, you're giving exera.
I'm saying.
But anyway, so he's telling you Lepoel, still we're saying we're not allowed. I feel also
the same reason why Yid. The same reason why by Yid it's also because Shema Yarbe B'Shviloi. You're saying the same thing. It applies to a guy.
We're going to learn later in the Shinchof Hey about all halachas and hilchos Nochri, Amir le Nochri. In Reish Ein Vov we learned about it, and it's only if he knows the Yid. If he doesn't know the Yid, it's nish. We're going to learn this. But whenever it's Shayach, that he has 2 Yidden now, so he says, I'm going to cook for him, I might as well cook. The Yid is going to tell him. Like to Bishul. And by the way, I like it with salt. You put in a Bishul. You know, over Machmir Bishul Shener. So that's why. So anyway, that's the din take. I feel also they nochi ben letzei chel shesh ben zechel shesh ben zechel. Also lebori b'Shabbos gzeir shem yarbe b'shvilo. However, אבל למועצי Shabbos muter lebori miyad. But I'm not afraid over here. If you remember, there was an idea, a concept. It's called Bichdei Sheyasu. Why was I afraid Bichdei Sheyasu? Because I'm afraid that Amir Lenochi is kal, he's very kal, and I'm afraid you're going to tell the goy to do it something, the melocha, that you should have it ready right away mitzvah Shabbos. You're going to tell him, warm me up in my entire pizza shop, and all my ovens that it should be ready right mitzvah Shabbos, because I have a lot of customers to come and I need it should be working. I can't wait 2 hours till after Shabbos. Warm me up before Shabbos. I only said the goy. It takes half an hour. Okay, but I have customers right away. They're in the country, you know. The guy doesn't feel he does a real avera. So I'm telling you, you know what? You ain't going to gain nothing. You're not going to allow to use it anyway by Nacht. The same thing Erev Shabbos. I should make the Erev Shabbos to make it without a blech.
When Erev Shabbos,
if I lick before Shabbos, but I don't make grufo ketuma. I don't.
Need a time.
If I did it right before Shabbos, it doesn't matter. Let's say I put it right before Shabbos, something that's not cooked.
It's raw.
Right.
There's no way you're going to get it halfway cooked before Shabbos.
Right.
No,
so I'm not allowed.
Right.
So I'm not allowed to use it. Right.
Right.
But I want to have it. If I can't have it now, at least I'm going to have it by Shabbos. I'm going to have it done. I put it before Shabbos. I don't feel I did a real melocha. I didn't cook on Shabbos. I'm not. I hold like Beis Hillel. I hold like what? So I'm putting it right before Shabbos, and I want to have a good overnight kugel after Shabbos. So I put it. I have a mitzvah Shabbos. I put it right before Shabbos. So the Chachamim Goyze, no. You ain't not going to gain nothing. You're going to come Mitzvah Shabbos. You're going to have to wait anyway. You might as well put it Mitzvah Shabbos and don't cut corners and do it on Erev Shabbos when you think it's a claim to give Melachas no Melachim D'Rabbanan. Please, can we change the Musik? Aber lepoel here when the goy did the noch he did beheter. He did beheter for a bori, for a choyle sheyesh b'sakona, or even if a choyle sheyesh b'sakona is mutter, is even though I'm telling you the bori is not allowed to eat it on Shabbos, but Mitzvah Shabbos, even though it was done through a goy, and by regular time when I'm telling to a goy, I have to wait till b'chtei sheyasu, but here I don't have to wait. Why not? Because there is no knas. Because the goy, that's by regular malacha. The Alter Rebbe brings this day a din, and it's a chiddush. Why is it a chiddush? Because in Yeridea, there's the shach, there's the Nekudas HaKesef. There is even the Ramon, actually, that brings down over there that if it was cooked on Shabbos, Bishul Akum is not considered Bishul Akum anymore because it was mutter. If there was a Bishul Akum for a choila, does not apply the chumr of Bishul Akum. What's the problem with Bishul Akum? What wasn't the chum gave it? But he is doing something. Because you don't want to mingle. So they made a gzera. But here you're allowed to. Here you're allowed to. Is memela, I'm just Simon Kufyud Gimel in Yeridea. But the Taz learns over there, and there's Rishonim. So Machlokes the Ran with the Rashba. Machlokes the Rishonim about it. But the Taz says clearly over there that La Alocha, the problem of Bishul Akum is still there. You're allowed, like you guys said before. You're allowed.
For the chayla, you're allowed.
Oh, but there are the problem if the pot is becoming Bishul Akum. Bishul Akum, the pot is not kosher. When I tray from the pot, if a goy cooks this, so now the pot
even
is.
If you're shayma?
What? Even what?
Even if you're
watching it.
Even if you're watching it?
Then it's not Bishul Akum. I'm talking about Bishul Akum. If you
weren't watching it.
Oh, you left the kitchen door.
If you have
they cook something. When the pot becomes today.
You can't trust the whole kitchen. Forget about
but you
it.
have to.
We discussed it. We discussed it if Bishul.
You have to kasher the pot.
Rabbi, we discussed it if you have a Bishul Akum. We discussed it if you have Bishul. If you leave a cleaning person in your house. And they come and they made himself a frying pan, and they made and during the week, and they made himself a nice chavita or something. Something Zoil al Shulchan Aruch. They made himself a nice fish.
Scrambled egg.
Yeah, they made then the patties. So yet the shaila is the Bishul Akum going to be a problem for the bori or not? But the Rebbe goes over here. That's why I want to finish off the sieve. Let's finish. Chutz ma fi Bishul shim ofo noche Bishul b'Shabbos. If all this, then is no problem. You don't have to wait b'chtei sheyasu. All this is said only by Shamlochis. Chutz ma fi Bishul, except baking and cooking. Shim ofo noche Bishul b'Shabbos. If a goy baked or he cooked, l'tzorech choyle, also lebori af b'mitzvah Shabbos. He's not allowed. Never. Mishum bishulei nochrim k'meshekoseh b'Yeridei b'simen kuf yud gimel. And when he says b'shemekoseh b'Yeridei simen kuf nun gimel, he means the Taz, l'shitas hataz, and not like the andere was halting, not like that. But anyway, so therefore we're ending here. So we finished Sif Hey. Zayim gesund. How do I finish this now?